All right, stop moving everything. I know, you think it's funny. Hey, everybody, we are live. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I got a new notification on YouTube. Give me 1 second. As you can see, we have a monkey with us today. And if you're here, go ahead and shoot us where you're from. Say hello. We love to hear from everybody. Always appreciated to kind of get a feel for where people are.
Say monkey. Monkey.
Yeah, you are monkey. Okay. So this week, we are basically just going to be talking about our amazing trip that we just got back from last week.
Yep.
We had a great time. We had 7 days in Orlando. Don't know why we came back. And I'm very excited to just talk about it a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, it was a great vacation. We had a lot of fun. This is our first Plum Crazy Adventure Posse crew that went with us.
Yep.
So we'll talk a little
part
bit
of a
about
posse.
them. Yeah, you were. Hey, Kim.
So
good to
hi,
see you.
Kim.
Thanks for joining us. But yeah, we had a blast down there and had a lot of fun.
Yep.
And yes,
A
that's
couple of small hiccups, which we'll talk about as we get into things. But overall, I think we had a really great time. What? It says hello. Why are you saying what?
He goes, I want.
Oh, you want? What do you want?
All right. Well, we're getting distracted here, so we're going to toss the little guy out of the frame. So do me a favor. Say bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Are you going to go hang out with Noah for a while?
Yeah, go hang out with your big brother for a little bit. Cool.
Yeah, he'll get you something to watch.
Well, anyway, guys, like we said, we're going to talk about our trip that we just did last week. Wonderful time.
He's joining us for the beginning now. I think
Yeah,
it's so cute.
I know, yeah. He absolutely loves it too.
He does.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. The flight down and everything was great. A little bit of turbulence when we took off. But of course, it was storming and stuff in Pittsburgh. Big surprise there.
Exactly.
But we got down there okay, and little bumps and bumps around in the airplane and stuff. But that's normal with that kind of stuff going on in the atmosphere. But got down there good and had to. Hey, there they are. From Reno, Ohio. Sorry.
Reno, Nevada. Reno, Ohio.
No. But yeah, we got down there and had a little bit of trouble waiting on our baggage and stuff.
Yeah, I think that was the only complaint that we had. When we flew down, we flew with Spirit Airlines, which is a budget airline, so you kind of have to just be aware of that when you go. But for a 2-hour flight, I mean, you really can't beat it. So, again, like he said, the only issue we had was we ended up waiting probably about 45 minutes for the baggage carousel to start. Yeah. And then they didn't have our bags in the carousel that they said they were going to have it in. It was the next one over. So fortunately, our driver, Jose, he was kind of keeping an eye out. And he goes, are these yours? And I was like, hey, yeah, those are ours, actually. He goes, come check these real quick. So we ended up getting them pretty quickly after that carousel started moving. Yeah. So Mom is here. The fun begins now. Feet don't fail me now. Feet don't fail me now.
Oh, man, I just got that song out of my head.
Oh, seriously. You knew it was going to happen.
Oh, I know. Wow.
Hey, if it wasn't me, it was going to be someone else.
I know, right?
Especially since you told Riley to get in here, so. Hello from Cornerville.
Hey, Cornerville. That's where those people buy those nice new shiny tractors and drive them around.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Overinflate their tires.
Well, that wasn't him. It was overinflated when he got it. So.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so yeah, great trip. We got down to Universal, got checked in.
We stayed at Aventura Hotel. Hi, Chris. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. He's 4 years old this year.
Yeah, feels like it.
24 years old this year. So just wanted to pick on him a little bit. Also, a belated shout out to my parents for celebrating their anniversary on Friday of last week.
Yeah. 52 years, I believe.
Damn. It's been that long.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
and
might be 50. No, it's 53.
52, 50. What is it? 52 or 53, guys? So let us know. But anyway, happy anniversary, happy belated anniversary to my parents, and happy birthday to my son. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday to me.
Yeah, your birthday was on Friday.
On Friday.
Facebook failed us all because for some reason his notifications that it was his birthday never happened. So everybody in the family wished him a happy birthday. 53. Dad, that makes you 83. Oh, that's just mean. But yes, Scott did have a birthday on Friday, which started out great, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So anyway, but anyway, we got it. We got to Universal. We got checked into the Aventura Hotel. Went up to her
really
room.
enjoy that hotel. Actually,
It's beautiful and tech savvy. They've got robots and stuff that will deliver literally like towels and little shampoo products and stuff to your room, or little things that maybe that you forgot or something that you call the front desk and ask for it, and they will supply it to you. But they'll have a robot bring it up to you, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's just something you just don't expect. And you see these little robots literally just running around, and they'll go over and they'll get on the elevator and go right up and go to the room, and it's so cool. But then the rooms so tech savvy, everything is ran off of a tablet.
Exactly.
So like if you wanted to control,
Hi, Becky,
if you guys wanted to control your thermostat of your room, you could do it right from the tablet. If you guys wanted
fans,
to,
your lights. There's a lot of things that you can do different right from your tablet. So, and you can actually order room service, and you can order like your toiletries and things from there too, to have the robot bring it up to you. You technically don't have to call the front desk for anything if you don't want to. You can do, I'd say about 90% of the things right there from that tablet.
Yeah.
Once you figure out how to use it.
Turn on your TV, turn it off, change the channels. You can also turn on the different lamps and lights and stuff throughout the room.
Yeah.
You're
it's just also not limited to cable because of that tablet. Your phone or your TV is also connected to YouTube, and then I believe I saw Hulu and Netflix on there. You can type in your passwords and stuff and be able to get in there. So But did have a good birthday, Christopher Snyder, Deb said. We'll let him tell you about that later. I'm sure he'll comment in there. So I'll try not to read those out loud so that you guys can have your little mini chat. So, But Aventura, absolutely great resort. I do think that it is a great location for people with teenagers or young adults that like the tech savvy kind of thing. And
teens and tweens.
Yeah, teens and tweens. I think that's a really good thing. Young adults, even the 20-year-olds loved it.
Yeah.
I also think it's really great if you have some mobility issues and you don't want to have to walk a whole lot. You're not stuck walking all over your resort or your hotel in order to get to things. It's basically just up and down in the elevators. Now, my complaint with this hotel is the elevators do get really backed up, and I have no idea. I'm sure they have staircases in each wing because of like fire marshal issues and such. Yeah. But I'm not walking 11 flights of steps, and I don't know if they're public.
I did find them. I forgot to tell you about that.
Oh, did you? Okay.
They're clear at the end of the hallways.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go all the way. In the middle is all the elevators, and basically this hotel
looks like a fidget spinner.
Yeah. It's just shaped like a fidget spinner, and right in the middle is where all the elevators are, and then your stairs are on the ends. So.
Okay. But obviously, I'm not climbing 11 flights of steps in order to get to my room. So I would rather wait in the line. That's one of my complaints. My other complaint is it has a pool. It's an okay sized pool, but it's not really a big pool, and it doesn't have a whole lot of like extra like fun things with it. Like when you stay at Cabana Bay, which is priced very similarly, you get 2 pool areas, one of which has a lazy river, the other has a slide. And you stay here at Aventura and you get a little splash pad and a hot tub, and that's pretty much it. So I was kind of a little bit disappointed in that for our like morning, early afternoon of pool day time, but I mean, those are pretty little, like teeny tiny complaints I have about the hotel. Yeah.
Now, overall, the food court and stuff, wonderful. They have great food. They probably one
some
of the best
onion rings.
Well, I was going to talk about the sushi and the
the woks.
The woks and everything else like that. I mean, wow! Just like first night there, I went up and ordered a wok bowl. and I did steak.
Yeah, I ordered a kid's one because I wasn't sure if I would like it or not.
Yeah, I did steak, peppers, and mushrooms, and snap peas, and broccoli, and everything. And they took it over and they put it on the grill and they fried it up. Got everything, nice and hot and cooked. Put it all together. Put some rice with it, a little bit of seasoning over it. Wow, man, I'd go for another bowl of that right now. But it was really good. And yeah, like Megan said, the onion rings over on the other side where they do like hamburgers and sandwiches and stuff like that. The onion rings, the hamburger, oh man, the mushroom Swiss burger was phenomenal. Just really good.
It was good. I ended up actually having a hamburger on our vacation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did. And there's an actual Firestone oven for pizzas and stuff. They actually make it right there for you.
You love sushi, don't you, Dad?
I was just talking about how good it looked. I didn't eat sushi, so.
But I actually didn't eat sushi while we were there, but I did have it the last time that we stayed there, and it is very good sushi. Not as good as cowfish, but it's pretty good. But
anyway, they make pizzas right there and stuff, and of course they've got all kinds of other snacks and stuff. You've got potato chips and donuts and candy bars and different things like that. I mean, pretty much anything you want. Plus, there's a Starbucks right in the base, or right there in the main floor in the main lobby. So you can choose your Starbucks drinks and you can choose your sandwiches and stuff like that from right there.
Yeah.
Which, we didn't do because we're not a Starbucks fan, but a lot of other people are. So.
Yep. If you need your coffee fix, it's a great place for you to be able to go and get your coffee.
Yep.
Now, another thing is because like he said, we stayed at Universal for about half of our trip. We checked out on Tuesday. So that was 4 nights. We flew in late on Friday night. So we were able to get our dinner right before everything closed up.
Yep.
We got settled into our room, figured out the tech. That was great. Got up the next morning. And one of the best features about staying at a Universal hotel is we went downstairs, and literally right next to the check-in desk is the Universal ticketing desk. And so you can go up there while they're there, which I believe was like 8 to 7 or something like that this time around. Speaking of sushi, when y'all come down, I'm taking y'all to the Sushi Burger Bar here. Sounds good. I would love to do that.
Yeah, there's a good possibility we'll be down the weekend of the air show.
Yeah, we're trying to work it out.
I'm trying to work it out through my boss, so hopefully that weekend, Chris.
So more content for the rest of you. So
yeah.
But anyway, so you get to go over there, and there was nobody in line. There were 2 people that were standing there behind the desk, and I was able to get our tickets. And then shortly after, our friends that went with us, they came down, and I was able to help them get their tickets. And we had them, no problem. They printed out. Everything was good. Yep. We put them in our lanyards. We took off. We went over to the water taxi and went right into the park. Didn't have to worry about standing in ridiculous lines at will call trying to get our tickets.
Yeah.
So I love that feature.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good. Night, Christopher. Enjoy your 12 tomorrow.
Yep. Have fun. Not 14 probably.
Yeah. End up being 14 today.
It's push week. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, So Leslie and Riley joined us. We had GT and we had M with us.
Yeah.
It was me, Megan, and Nick. So it was a big bossy of people with us. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We took Leslie and Riley. JT and M kind of did their own thing. JT basically took M and showed her around Universal.
Yeah, they're coaster enthusiasts.
Yeah, so.
Now I'm getting gas tomorrow, so it's going to be longer tear gas.
Oh, wow. Anyway.
Good luck with that, Chris.
Have fun with that. But yeah, we took Leslie and Riley around, and by the time they were completely done, and they left and went back to Pittsburgh on Tuesday, they had done everything they set out to do down at the
plus some.
And plus some. There's a lot of things they didn't even realize was there that we showed them, and they even said that they had a ton of fun. So we were very.
I turn into like the tour guide Barbie whenever I take people around that have never been anywhere before, because I was showing them things just as a quick thing I did when you go into the London area at Universal Studios. Before you ever get into Diagon Alley, if you check it out, you can go into the telephone booth and you can listen to the Ministry of Magic talking. You can also find a record shop, and in that record shop, they have a big album of Bare Naked Ladies. I'm forgetting the first part of that, but it's the song from Jaws when the movie first starts. That is a nod to Jaws because that is where the original Jaws attraction was. They had to tear it down so that they could create Diagon Alley.
Yep.
If you go to the Shrunken Heads in Nocturne Alley, you will hear them singing that song as a tribute to Jaws. So, not that song. There was another song. I apologize. So there's a lot of little hidden gems, and I kept popping those out as we were going around just to kind of deepen the story and deepen the immersion, because if it's not something you're familiar with, especially your first time, you're going to miss it. And I really enjoy that kind of stuff, and they were soaking it up, thank God. So I just kept going. It was nice at being able to show it to somebody and it not be like, oh my God, you've already told me this.
Like
or
18 times. Oh, seriously.
Or like my teenagers that are like, so
yeah, we already knew this.
So it was a lot of fun for me to be able to do that.
Yeah, but yeah, they had a lot of fun, and it was so great to reconnect and talk with Leslie and really get to know her daughter Riley, which she is awesome. She is a good kid. I love hanging out with her.
She's rotten. I love it.
She's cannot wait to hang out with the both of them again. So we're working on a couple more things to go do, but just a great time all around. And they got to do stuff, ate really good food. We took them into different restaurants and stuff and showed them different things to eat. We had them over in Mythos. We had them over in.
You can't go to Islands of Adventure without checking out Mythos.
Yeah, Mythos is so cool, and we discovered new things inside of Mythos that we didn't even know was there ourselves. The wonderful waitress that we had, she took a photo of all of us sitting at the table, and she goes, "Now here, look, you're sitting in the mouth." And I'm like, what mouth? And I looked at the photo. I'm like, oh my God, that's a face above me. That's a giant nose. Like I thought it was a rock wall. We'll have the photos up sometime here in the next few days because believe me, we've got photos galore. We've got video galore. Man, we've got content coming to you guys. It is just unbelievable the amount of stuff that we got coming.
Most definitely.
Excuse me.
And I just thought it was so cool, especially with Mythos, because she was telling us about like the Greek mythology with it, who the gods were, which I don't remember off the top of my head. I didn't write any notes for today because I just wanted it to be all natural, talking to you guys about all this. So it was really amazing to be able to check all that out and have her kind of showcase something new for us that have been several times. And that's probably what, our fourth or fifth time that we've eaten there at this point. So it was nice hearing something new.
Yeah, it was.
Other fun things that we got to do, it was Mardi Gras season.
Yes.
So, of course, we took an afternoon. We went around. We had some great food at Mardi Gras. I got to have my first seafood boil. I got it with shrimp, which was really good.
And she was a mess.
I was an absolute disaster. I didn't realize when I ordered it that you had to peel the shrimp. And so, like, I can peel the shrimp. That's not the issue. It's just, it was like trying to do it in my lap. And like I couldn't get my my bowl like even and stuff, and I was like, I'm going to spill this everywhere on myself. So we ended up having to move out into the sun so that I could get a table, and then it was a process.
It was really good.
It was a yummy process.
Yeah, it was good.
Got their beignets. Those were not the beignets from Port Orleans French Quarter.
No,
but.
No, they were good. I mean, they were good.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, they were good, but
they weren't very fluffy.
No, they were not like Port Orleans.
Teeny tiny.
Yeah.
Teeny tiny.
Yeah.
But other than that, definitely good. That was probably the most memorable thing that we had. And then Belgian waffle with strawberries and cream. That was delicious.
Yeah, I had a bite of it, and that was about it. But did it taste good?
Yeah. We also ended up having to escape the rain a couple of times. The second night that we were in the parks, which was our second day in the parks. We couldn't really escape it. We ended up walking from all the way back at Islands of Adventure, where the train station is, all the way to the boats, thankfully, which were running in rain and deferring torrents of rain. Like it would start going really hard, and it was like, all right, we're soaked to beyond the skin at this point. Like we're just like soaking in all this water at this point. So Nick had an absolute blast. He thought it was so fun that I just let him kick around and do whatever the heck he wanted.
Yeah.
He thought that was hilarious,
to
which caused problems the next day.
Yeah. To put in perspective, the amount of water that was coming out of the sky, just get yourself fully dressed and just go turn your shower on and just step into it and just stand there. That was literally the amount of water that was coming out of the sky.
I think it would have been even more. So
it just, man, it was like we had trouble even seeing, because like I have water dripping in my eyes and like.
Oh, I look like a wet rat.
Yeah, and Nick, he didn't care. He just kicking and splashing water everywhere, and
he splashed a lady. Yeah. And she goes, "Really?" And Scott's like, "How much more wet do you think you're gonna get?"
Yeah. I mean. Relax. He's a kid, guys. Come on. But anyway,
somebody's having fun in this.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we were soaked to the core, and then the next day we had, obviously that was the only pair of shoes that we had. So
yeah, I kind of broke our cardinal rule of making sure that you bring a pair, but I looked at the forecast and I thought we were going to be okay.
Yeah.
And the fact that we really don't have other shoes broke in for both of us, really, I was like, yeah, I think we're just gonna wing it and it'll be fine.
So tip 432, never trust the forecast in Florida.
This is true.
Always bring a spare pair of shoes, because you're going to get caught in rain no matter what.
Yep.
So anyway, we learned our lessons. We got our shoes dried.
We learned where the dryers were.
Yep. We learned where the dryers were on the 12th floor, which was the next floor up. And we got our shoes dried. We won't tell you the whole story about how that happened, but
nope.
But yeah, they're dry. And we went around and we started doing our resort tour and finishing the video there. And then we went over to Cabana Bay, because the last time we were down in October, we didn't finish doing the tour because she didn't feel good and I passed out, and Nick was being really good. So we all just kind of hung out in the room and just relaxed for the evening.
Yeah, because that was basically our last day of our trip in October.
Yep, because the next day we were getting up and we were heading to.
We were driving up.
Driving up through Georgia and then up into North Carolina.
I think we ended up stopping in North Carolina, but
Yep.
It was our last like day of vacation before driving.
So, but that was we did that and got everything done. So there's 2 more resort tours coming. There's a Cabana Bay with the room overlooking Volcano Bay.
Yes.
And then there is
and that
the
should
Aventura.
Be the first one to come out, actually. I've been working on editing that. And fun fact, really, when you have new equipment, you have to check your footage, which normally I would do. And for whatever reason, I just did not compute in my brain. And so some of my footage is going to be really interesting, because there will be voiceovers, or I'm changing things up, because I sound like I'm in a tin can. He sounds perfectly fine. And then other points where there's no sound at all, because there was the microphone thing was in the port, but the microphones weren't on. I thought it would be fine. It was not. No sound whatsoever on those. So who knows what I was saying? But I got the footage, so it'll be interesting. Hopefully you guys won't notice, but it's going to take me a little bit longer to get some of these things edited, because I'm just going to be like, what?
Yeah, and you know how you said you sound like you were talking into a tin can. Mm-hmm. I just thought of what was going on and what's wrong.
What?
Your inner Janice is coming out.
My inner Janice.
My God.
I don't talk like that.
So, but anyway, so yeah, we got all those done, and
got to do Mardi Gras. We actually got to see the parade twice. We got to see it our first night in the parks, got to see the very ending of it, which I thought was really cool.
Yep.
And then our third night, because we did 3 days in parks there, we got to see Leslie and Riley be a part of the parade, which was really awesome. And I hope that you guys were able to tune in on Facebook and see that. I did try to go onto YouTube and do a live with it. Obviously, I had sound issues. That was part of what I was discussing. So That is no longer available for viewing on Facebook or on YouTube, but the Facebook, you can definitely go back and check it out some more because that is on there. So
anytime, guys,
Mike, I tried to read lips. I don't understand how he was trying to read lips because nobody was close enough in order to read lips.
So anytime that happens, guys, just put up a reminder. Hey, unplug your mic.
Yeah.
Just shoot a message real quick. Unplug your mic.
Because I was trying to troubleshoot all kinds of things, and I was like, "What is going on?" Because I never use my phone for YouTube, like for lives or anything. I always use our MacBook, and so I was incredibly frustrated.
But after
may have been a good thing you couldn't hear me.
Well, the funny thing is afterwards, when we were walking back to the room or back to the boats to go to the room, you look down at your phone and go, "Oh my God. That's the reason why there was no audio." Like, we figured it out. I mean, but
I couldn't do it in the 15 minutes of the parade though. Like,
yeah.
So
it's just funny. It's just one of those things. It's when you're live on location, you're trying to record stuff and you're trying to do things, like the excitement of everything happening in front of you, and it's quick, it's fast, and you got to put stuff together quick.
Exactly.
You forget things.
Yep.
So, and we're not professionals. We're amateurs at this, but we're getting better.
So far from being professionals, it's not funny.
Hey, we're getting better every single time we do it, though. So
we try and we have fun making fools of ourselves.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
But yeah, coming up on 8:30, I want to be able to give us about 30 minutes to talk about Disney. But Universal was such a great time. I really feel like everybody needs to be able to experience Mardi Gras at Universal at least once. It's such a vibe. It is so amazing. It's great for all ages. Highly recommend it. Definitely if you have the opportunity, reach out to me. I'd love to get you there. They are going to be going through April 16th. I have my little cheat because I got myself a Mardi Gras cup. I was very excited to get this because I have a couple of HHN cups, and people kind of look at me a little oddly when I have it.
Yeah.
So now I just need the Christmas one, and then I'll have a complete set. So hint, hint.
Well, hey, you're the travel agent right now, so you got to book it, book it, baby, book it. But yeah, I've had a few people look at me funny with my Halloween Horror Nights cup when I'm walking around in Christmas time with Halloween and stuff.
I know, yeah. So I'm glad I got my Mardi Gras one because that one was a little more fitting, not quite as gory.
Yeah.
So very glad that we both got those. And I just, it's so much fun. I really think anybody that has an opportunity should do it.
Yeah.
It's going to make you fall in love with Universal. It's going to make you want to go time and again. I'm just warning you right now.
Yeah.
But the great thing is you can contact me and I can help you book it, and I can do things for you to make it exciting and fun every single time so that you don't get bored with it when it's not the Mardi Gras season.
Yeah. And by the way, yes, Nick did make it back to the room carrying all those beads. I don't know if all of you guys saw the photos or not. He did not fall over.
So many beads. It was crazy.
It was so many that, like, literally at the airport, we had to throw half of them away because
which was sad. But
it was sad. But at the same time, it was like it was literally almost 4 pounds worth of weight.
Yeah.
So we had to take it out so we can get our bags through into the airplane.
Yeah.
So
that was one of those like,
wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we pay the extra money or do we throw the beads away? So we chose to throw the beads away, but
yeah,
because it's not, we've got beads galore. We've done Mardi Gras before and we've got them all up here and stuff. And Nick, he had a few left. No. So he had a few.
He had so much fun though, and what was really cute, he was getting people that were around him handing him beads that they had caught, and so like he was just he got to a point where he wasn't even looking at the floats anymore. He was looking at the people around him. And he's going, so they could put it on his head. Like, dude,
he didn't even ask. He just bowed at him. Just put it on me. Just thank you very much.
So. But definitely highly recommend. And now we're going to talk a little bit about Disney. So this is our first time doing this. I would recommend doing Disney first and then Universal, just because there's a whole lot of reasons, but that's my personal recommendation. However, we did it this way because that was how our schedule worked.
Yep.
Now, we did have a private driver. He was very awesome. I absolutely love him. We can do the same thing for you. He picked us up at the airport, dropped us off at Aventura, picked us all up, party of 5, including JT and Emily, picked us up at Aventura, dropped JT and Emily off at Pop Century Resort because that's where they were staying, then dropped us off at Port Orleans Riverside.
Yep.
And then at the end of the trip, picked us up first and then picked up JT and Emily at Pop Century. So we could definitely make it work. It wasn't a problem at all. Just make sure that you tip your drivers a little bit extra when they're going the extra mile like that for you. But other than that, really great. It was great to see him again because it's probably been, about 18 months since we've seen him?
At least, yeah.
So it was really great to be able to catch up and talk to him. But when we got to Disney, I got out and I helped JT and Emily drop their bags off because obviously their room wasn't ready at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then they went to the parks for the day and then had their stuff delivered to their room later that night, which was really great. We ended up spending a resort day, which I'm so glad we did.
Yes.
We got to spend time at Old Man Island. We got to, which was basically the swimming hole there.
Yep.
They've got a slide, really nice pool area, a lot of things to do. And then, so we did that. We had, we actually got there in time for breakfast. So we had breakfast at the food court area. And then we also got to do a horse-drawn carriage ride, which I was so ecstatic to do. I was such a dork and such a kid. And our carriage driver, the ranch hand, Sarah, was absolutely amazing. I was so grateful to her for letting me kind of geek out a little bit, talking about the horses. And it's something you got to do at some point. Being able to be in there and it be like dusk is falling and you hear the crickets going and all the lights are turning on and it's the gas lamps and it's just, I loved it so much.
I don't know about you, but I felt like royalty.
Like, a little bit
riding around. Everybody's like waving at us. We're waving back. And, I'm sitting in like a t-shirt and shorts and I'm like, I don't fit the part here. I feel like I should have like a tuxedo on or something. Hello.
Yeah.
But it was so cool. And and Sarah, she knew so much about all the horses and stuff there, everything. She was a great ranch hand. Of course, Megan and her were like gabbing back and forth nonstop about the horses. And there were Percherons, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we were riding with Prince.
Yes.
Okay.
So fun facts, because I've got a couple minutes and it's horses. So of course I'm going to tell you about it. All of their pulling horses, like their draft horses, are all geldings. And so Prince is 4 years old. Sir Scott. That's terrible. Don't do that, Mike. So they only have geldings in their draft horses, which is what the Percherons are. And they range anywhere from, I think she said 4 years old up to 18. However, their 18-year-old is going to be retiring. They're very sad about it, but happy for the horse, just because he's a really great guy. And so I thought that was really cool. I also asked if Prince, because he's an all-black Percheron, he has no white on him whatsoever, not even a star on his forehead. I asked if he was going to be in contention to eventually be a horse for the Headless Horseman during the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Parade. And she said that it's a possibility, but he has to grow up a little bit more first. He has had a saddle on him, but they haven't done any other training for him in order for him to be able to do that. Okay, and he really enjoys the pulling section.
So the Headless Horseman that comes around on the parade at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Yep.
That's a Percheron also? Yep. Wow, so those guys get that big.
Well, he was a baby.
I don't know. I don't know.
I love it. That's so fun.
You're educating me right now. So,
yeah.
But hey, there's Leslie. She's in here.
Oh, it's Riley.
Hey, Riley.
So really enjoyed that. I thought that was so much fun.
Sorry.
Nick is picking on us, laughing in there.
Yeah, I think he heard the words Riley. Hey, my buddy.
Hey, that's the girl that helped me torture my dad. But Absolutely love that. She got to tell us a little bit about like not so much behind the scenes, but she was telling us about the ponies that like pulled a little uh, princess carriage and stuff. Like if you're getting married, part of the honeymoon,
The
or the
Cinderella.
Cinderella wedding package. She was telling us a little bit about that, and Lily, which was one that was bred and born right there on Disney property. They do breed their ponies, but they don't breed their Percherons because they only have geldings.
Yeah.
So it was really cool getting to listen to her talk about some things and kind of getting some more information. Thought that was so much fun. And then, of course, like when you're in Port Orleans, Riverside or French Quarter, I absolutely love the vibe, and I can't wait to get back there. And I'm really glad that it held up to the expectations that I had in my head from the first time that we stayed there.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that really impressed me about the horse-drawn carriage was the way we maneuvered around those sharp turns in the French Quarter. Like, I mean, we're talking like almost 90-degree turns, and boy,
they're only big
just
enough for one car.
Yeah.
They're not. I mean, they're set up like streets, but they're really only like one car width.
Yeah.
So,
and never once did the wheels ever hit the curb. Never.
Nope.
And
they knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah, she knew what she was doing. Because man, if I was in control,
Prince did too.
Yeah, we'd be doing this. We've been thrown out and stuff. Because that's the way I drive. But stay off the sidewalks. Here I come. But yeah, it was a great experience. I'm glad that we finally got the chance to do it. And believe me, anybody that goes and stays there, or at the
Fort Wilderness.
Fort Wilderness. Thank you. I couldn't think of what it was called. They do it there also too. Okay. So if you guys are interested,
themed a little differently.
Yeah, a little bit. But if you guys are definitely interested in doing something like that, we can definitely help you get yourself hooked up with that on your next vacation down there. Or if you want to surprise the significant other and make it a very romantic evening, we can also help with that too. So those are a lot of fun to do. But it's one of, like I said, it's something you've got to try. You got to go experience it. It's just really, really, really cool. So
exactly.
But anyway.
So back to Port Orleans Riverside. We did get to have dinner at the Boatwright Dining Hall. Now, this is the table service restaurant. You do need to have reservations because it does get really busy. And let me tell you, it is worth going and having dinner there.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
So much fun. Yeah. Such good food. Oh my gosh. And great service.
Yeah.
We ended up having, we'd had a later lunch, so neither one of us were super hungry. Plus, it's Florida. You get hot. You just don't eat as much as what you normally do.
Right.
And so we ended up splitting the all-you-can-eat platter.
Yeah.
And just whenever you do that, you're not allowed to order extras. They're like, okay, well, that's it. Which is fine because, I mean, we ate, two of us ate off of it, and there was still a little bit left.
Yeah.
So, but so many good things on that. They had brisket. They had the bone-in pork chop or pork ribs, mac and cheese. There was green beans, which were actually really good green beans. Mashed potatoes,
they had
spicy chicken tenders.
Strips.
Yeah.
Oh, man, them were good. And then the sausage. Oh, the andouille sausage and the cut it.
Yes, it was very, very good. So highly recommend taking the opportunity to eat there. They also have seafood boil. They have a jambalaya. So it's very Creole oriented and very Louisiana style foods.
Yeah.
And there's some spice to it, which I thought was really nice. Not a ton, but there's flavor to your food. I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, tastes good.
Yep. So definitely highly recommend that restaurant. Recommend the food court too, honestly, because we did end up having a couple of breakfasts there because, I mean, how can you not get Mickey waffles when you're at a Disney resort? And then we did end up having a what did we end up doing there? Like a late lunch?
We got... Let's go to the dessert after.
Oh, yeah.
After we got done with dinner, we went to get the dessert from the
Riverside Mill.
Yeah, thank you. The Riverside. Man, what is wrong with me tonight?
I don't know.
The Riverside Mill.
Watching you flounder.
But I'm thinking about those freaking cheesecake, Mickey cheesecake things. Oh man. Anyway, like my mouth is watering. I'm salivating right now.
So it was like
about
a cheesecake dome that was red.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the ears were
And
chocolate
the ears
pieces.
were chocolate pieces.
Oh, they were so good.
And then they had little bits of like the whipped frosting around the edge that was yellow to kind of keep in the Mickey theme.
Yeah.
They were actually really good.
Oh, it was.
We also got Nick a cookies and cream cupcake. Took him 2 days to eat it because it was pretty rich.
Yeah.
But definitely that was really good too. And you end up getting one the second night.
Yes, I enjoyed that one too. It was really good.
So definitely really enjoyed it.
Like I'm shocked. I'm not like 800 pounds. I'm really, Thank God for Coca-Cola making me run all over the place because that's the only way I'm jogging all this weight off.
So definitely really enjoyed everything there. Highly recommend that resort. And the other things that you can do there, there's a lot of stuff. So if you're wanting to do a staycation, this is a great resort to do that in, that you're not going to spend an absolute fortune to stay in.
Yeah.
You can, but you don't have to.
Right.
So you've got like the fishing hole, so you can go fishing if you would like. Like I said, Old Man Island, that has a fantastic pool area, which is always a lot of fun.
Has a playground for the kids.
Yeah, playground. They do movies under the stars, right in the pool areas, so that you can do that with your children too.
Nice big hot tub too.
Yeah, giant hot tub. They also have basic like walking and running trails that you can do, which kind of also they're kind of coined as walking and running trails, but they're also how you literally get around the resort. And then if you don't want to take the cut through, you can go around and extend your trip. And it's super easy to get from Port Orleans Riverside over to French Quarter. I mean, I walked it down and back our last night so that I could get beignets just because I didn't want to have to wait for the boat. And the other thing you can do is you can take the boat over from Riverside and you can stop at French Quarter. You can get off right there and go in, or you can keep on going down to Disney Springs. And who doesn't love an evening at Disney Springs when it's not raining?
Yeah, when it's not raining, it's beautiful.
So definitely really great resort with a good location.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I'm going to remind you guys now, Riverside is a big resort.
It's giant.
It's giant. So
think Caribbean beach.
So if you guys ever go to stay here and you think you've got to walk all the way across on the other side to get to your room with your luggage and stuff, well, guess what? If you're nice to them and you ask, they will actually help you with your luggage. They'll actually deliver to your room. Or if you're checking in and your room's ready to go and if you just look, I don't want to walk up the whole way. They'll find a nice big golf cart. They'll bring you in, pick you up, get your luggage, and they'll drive you right over to your room and drop you off. That's a beautiful thing. I think that was great. They didn't do that with us. They actually delivered our luggage to our room because we asked them to. And it was great because we literally checked in. We had some breakfast. We left from there, went over to the pool. Nick and I went and changed and went swimming. And Megan went around and did some videoing, and then she went and changed, and she came in and got in with the pool with us and had some fun.
Yeah, I needed to. It was hot.
Yeah, it was warm. And that pool was cool, but once you got into it and got out, you were completely fine.
Exactly.
So, it's but always remember, if you're going to do something like that and you're checking in early, pack a small bag with your swim trunks and stuff.
Yep.
And just have that ready to go relatively close, and then carry it with you just in case you decide, okay, you know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and go change, because the bathroom's literally right there at the pool. They have great big changing areas. They have showers in there, which have all the H2O products. Oh, love it. They still have them.
I don't know how much longer they're going to be there.
They still have them down there.
I was thrilled they were there.
I was so excited to see that, man. Like, I got into the room, got into the changing area, and I saw them in the shower there, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope they were in the room. And as soon as I got into the room, I opened up that shower after we did the resort tour, or the tour of the room. And I was like, okay, see you later, Megan. I got to go shower. So,
he did.
Yeah. So she was tipping the guy that brought our bags over and stuff. And oh my God, the room.
Yeah.
The room. Wait till you guys see this video. This room was phenomenal.
So we stayed in the Royal Guest room.
Yeah. You tell.
You keep going. I just wanted to make sure they know it was a Royal Guest room.
Royal Guest room. You walk in, and it's just you're immediately like in a castle.
Mhm.
You got
That's a fair
photos
description.
of princesses, you've got princes, you've got
Everything's in gold.
gold. It just everything is just wow. It is just so overdone and over the top. It is so beautiful.
Yes.
The carpeting. I can't let too much of it out because you guys are gonna have to watch the video, but it
Yes.
is just so cool to be
Every
able to walk
time we
into this
turned
room.
around. Now, for somebody that is not Disney versed and did not grow up on it or is not like obsessed with all the Disney movies, you're not going to get it.
Mhm.
For those of you that are Disney fanatics, like you've watched Little Mermaid and Snow White and Princess and the Frog
Yep.
and Aurora and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast, you're going to turn around. You're going to be like, oh my god,
Little Mermaid.
I said Little Mermaid. That was the first one.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear you.
I think I did. Anyway, you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, oh my God, look at that. That's a dinglehopper. And then you're going to turn around and you're going, oh my God, look at that. And then, oh, I can't believe that that's there.
See, guys, when she yelled, oh my God, it's a dinglehopper, I said, a dingleberry? Oh, no. I couldn't help it. So.
I love him, but man, oh man, some days. So, yes, the room was absolutely amazing. Do I think that it is worth it? If you have, yes and no. If you have somebody that is really Disney-verse like us, we were total geeks about it. Nick could have cared less.
Yeah, he didn't care.
He was like, whatever.
Yeah, even
because I got chicks staring at me.
Even the fireworks going off above the bed.
No, that he loved.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he loved that.
I didn't see that part because I was in the shower when the guy was showing you up.
Yeah, he kept turning those on, so he really did like the fireworks in the bed. But if you got somebody that's obsessed with princesses, like if you got a little girl and things like that, it's a really great way of getting them all excited about it.
Yeah.
If you could care less, if you're adults and you're like, I don't want to be in that room, then stay in the bayou or stay in one of the other non-themed rooms.
Yeah.
You're going to have just as great of a time.
Right.
But,
exactly.
I was glad that we did it because I was like, oh my God, it's so cute.
Yeah, I've never stayed in a room like that before, so that was pretty exciting for me. So that makes me actually excited to go stay at the Cars suite that they have down there. Yeah. So and not at the
fingers crossed that'll be the next one at Disney property. Yeah. Unless I get a really good rate at the deluxe resort, but
so
we'll have to see.
So
other than that, because we do have our time is running, I do want to talk a little bit about the parks.
Yeah, totally.
So
got to go to Yak and Yeti. Sorry.
Of course, that's where you had to go to. I was going to say we started our day in Epcot, and I set my alarm for 6:50. I fell asleep. My alarm woke me up again. And I was like, oh my God, what time is it? It's 7 a.m. So I'm clicking and I'm trying to get the virtual queue for Cosmic Rewind and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, darn it. Like, that's really sad. So I reset an alarm for what was it? 12:55 or something like that. Which was fortuitous because at 1 p.m. was also when the launch was supposed to go off that day, which we ended up not seeing at all, which was really sad. But anyway, we went in to Epcot. We went straight to Seas with Nemo and Friends, got to ride that, got to go around, see the different animals. Nick was saying all kinds of words because he was all excited about all the animals that he got to see. Got some photos, went to do Turtle Talk with Crush. He ended up not speaking with Crush, but he did, we sat in the front row and he was sitting on the floor right in front of me so that he could touch me while he was are you sure it's okay that there's a turtle talking up there, Mom? But it was really cute, and he was clapping along, and he was having a good time by the end of it. And he was saying "dude" and all that fun stuff. So that was really cute. Glad we got to do that with him. Got to do Soarin' with him for the first time ever.
Yes.
And what was so funny is Soarin', of all things, is the one ride that freaked him out of everything that we did with him.
And not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. There's little jump scares that kind of get you, like when the plane flies up in front of you.
Yeah.
He kind of whoa.
He's never done a 3D screen or anything, so he was kind of it's gonna get me. And the water from the ocean would get close. He'd lift his feet up what?
Yep.
What are you doing?
Or we come up over the mountain. He was lifting his feet up Jesus, I'm gonna hit my feet. That was funny.
He had a really good time with that. So I'm really glad that we got to do that with him. And then we went and we did Figment. And while we were in Figment, that is when my alarm went off. And I was like, uh-oh. So while as we're going through Figment, and Figment is teaching us about imagination, that is when I got our virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Yes.
So I was super excited about that. We ended up right after I got that. We got off the ride, found out that the launch was delayed for, 2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours after that.
So it was like, okay, we're going to go ahead and get something to snack on. Got some fish and chips, and those were pretty good. Those were in the UK Pavilion. They are not the fish and chips at Universal. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's decent fish, but it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that. We got the grilled shrimp scampi poutine, which was in Canada. That was decent.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would necessarily get it again, but it was fun.
It was
I'm glad
good,
that we
but
tried
it's not
it.
one of those things that I have to run back and go like grapefruit beer, which we forgot to go get. But
We would have had to walk halfway across, which was part of our deal.
Around here on the side of the world.
Don't want to walk anymore. So,
okay, there we go.
After that, JT and Emily met up with us, and we decided let's go ahead and start walking over towards Future World, because they were calling these boarding groups like really fast. Okay, we were 110, and it was 2:45, and they had already were up to 90. Okay, so I was like, oh, let's just go ahead and go over that way. Like maybe we'll get on test track, or maybe we'll do something over in that general direction. Well, JT, Emily, and Nick ended up doing Mission Space, while Scott and I checked on Space 220. We ended up not being able to get in, which was fine, but I wanted to go and talk to the Mater D and see if it was possible. And that was when we found out, okay, like we could really watch this launch from here. That would be really cool to see the launch go up, because literally we're facing Mission Space, and right there is where it would go up.
Yep.
A perfect photo opportunity. It ended up getting scrubbed. But while we were waiting, between that and between JT and Emily and Nick riding Mission Space, our time was called. So I was like, all right, let's go. We're going to go ride Cosmic Rewind. Nick's tall enough. We get in there, and all the different POVs I've seen of people doing this and getting their virtual queues, like they go in, they walk right through everything. Like there's no line. That did not happen to us.
No.
We were probably in that line for like 45 minutes.
And I'm really glad, because it gave us the opportunity to really see the queue, experience it, and all the different things about the queue. So it was great.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One time that I'm like not complaining about being in a line.
Nope.
So we get there, and it was like, okay, there's 2 seats across. So obviously we're a party of 5. Somebody's going to have to sit alone. That ended up being me, which I was okay with, because I generally really enjoy indoor coasters. And I was like, all right, like I think I'm going to be okay. It's not like they're trying to get me on the Hulk by myself or something like that, or Velocicoaster. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I can do this. And JT and M, and then Scott and Nick, they rode together in their own car, and we got a great photo of them. Unfortunately, my Magic Band wasn't working quite right, so I don't have a photo of me riding it, but trust me, I was there. Yeah,
she did it.
And the nicest young man ended up sitting next to me. He was a single rider, and I said, I just want to apologize in advance, because I guarantee you I'm going to scream. And he goes, that's part of the fun. I'll scream with you. I was like, oh, yay. And let me tell you, that was one of the coolest experiences I have ever had. What a fun ride.
Cosmic Rewind. I'm telling you right now, it's like Space Mountain on steroids. Big time.
It was a lot of fun. It was so smooth.
Yeah. And it was fun too. When you expect to go a certain way, you don't. You go the opposite way, and the ride cars spin.
Yes, they do. They actually kind of. At one point, Scott was in front of me, and I was like, "How the heck did he get in front of me?"
Yeah, because originally you started out in front of me, and we were behind you guys, and then all of a sudden everything flipped, and we ended up in front, and she was behind us. Yeah. But I don't want to give too much away, because I want you guys to book your trip through us. and get down there and experience this.
Yes.
Man, this is a must-do ride.
Yeah, Leslie says that is our favorite.
Exactly.
Riley.
That ride, wow, blew my mind. I could not
Yeah.
believe it. It was so cool.
I would ride that one over and over again. Whatever the wait time is, I would do it.
And Nick, he loved it. Loved it. Like, I mean, the kid was so excited when he got off. He went and bought his own little ride car. Mm-hmm. He had to have it, and it's funny.
You know what? Best $15 I ever spent.
Yeah, because he's still out here playing with it. So it
has Groot, teenager Groot, and it has a Rocket the Raccoon in it. So I was cracking up. I thought it was cute.
It's hilarious. But
so after that, JT and M decided to split off from us, which is fine. It was their vacation too. They could do whatever they want. And we decided to take the friendship boats because I hate the Skyliners. And we went to Hollywood Studios. And so much fun there. First thing we did was we went and we got tachos over at Woody's Lunchbox.
Yep.
I've had better tachos, but they were still pretty decent.
Yeah, okay.
They just overcooked the tater tots.
Yeah.
So
if they were a little bit less cooked, they would. Yeah, I think it would have been pretty good.
Yeah, it would have been really good. So we ended up doing that, and then it was like, all right, we're going to go into Galaxy's Edge, and I feel bad because you really didn't get to experience all of Galaxy's Edge. We kind of just went all around the outer rim of it because we went to Rise of the Resistance. It was showing a 60-minute wait.
And we got to do it.
And we did the whole thing. It did not break down.
No.
It was amazing.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you have not done this, this is another one of those rides that you've got to do because this ride is unlike any ride that you have ever done before.
Yes.
You talk about being immersed into a ride. Yeah, you were. Like when you meet.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man. Like
So,
I was a little creeped out. I'm not going to tell you.
There's a lot of different things going on. It is an incredibly immersive experience. You don't know exactly when the ride actually starts. It was basically what it feels like. Like, okay, are we in the ride? Like, okay, we're moving to another room. And like, okay, like, what's happening here?
Why the hell are they doing this to us?
Exactly. So it was definitely a really cool thing to experience. Glad that we did it. And I would do it again.
This and that part of that ride is the only part that is not the happiest place on earth.
I'm confused.
You will stand in a line. You will move over here.
Okay.
They're not happy.
No,
they're not smiling.
You're okay. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
It's almost my bedtime.
Yeah, I can tell.
So it was really a fun thing, and definitely something that you need to see with your own eyes. Like I've seen several POVs of it, and it does not do it justice.
Yeah, it was
like the line of stormtroopers with
the
space behind it.
Yeah,
I was looking and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So very cool to be able to see that and experience that.
Yeah, it was very interesting once we got up on the battle cruiser ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's all I really want to say. I don't want to go into too much detail. You guys got to get a hold of us, book the trip through us, and then get down there, experience it, and then we'll talk.
Exactly.
Because then we can start comparing notes. I know now that Leslie and Riley have done it, so now we have more to talk about that with them too. So, but.
So after we were done with Rise of the Resistance, we were coming up on 7:00, and we'd been going hard all day. Like we'd hit a lot of really cool things, and we were like, okay. We were gifted as we walked in by a PhotoPass member 3 of the reserved seatings for the 8 p.m. Fantasmic. It's like,
VIP.
you know what? Yeah, the VIP experience. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and go over there. I was planning on watching the 9:30, but I was like, let's go ahead. Let's go do that. Get in, go over there. And so glad that we did. We were right there in the middle. I have a 30-minute video of us watching the Fantasmic. So glad we finally got to see it because we've been going for 14 years now, and that was one nighttime show that we have yet to see.
Yep.
So it was really cool to be able to see that here on the East Coast. That being said, West Coast does it better.
Yes, it does.
But
Anyway.
the whole time I kept waiting for a pirate ship.
Yep.
I never saw a pirate ship.
Yep.
I was like,
don't want to give too much away yet.
Where's my pirate ship? I want my pirate ship.
Yeah, she's right. West Coast does it better. East Coast, not.
But anyway,
it was a good show.
It was a very good show. I would highly recommend it. Nick didn't like it so much because it was a windier night. It was starting to get a little bit cooler, and they use a lot of water projections in order to be able to do projection mapping of the scenes while they're resetting things on the main stage. And so all that water mist was like coming into the crowd and like giving everybody a gentle mist.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "I'm getting wet.
Yep.
I don't like this." So if you guys are okay with being with us for a few minutes longer, I do have a few more things I want to talk about. So we'll make this one a little bit longer this evening. So after that, I looked at and the horrendous crowd to get out of there, I will tell you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
That is not a fun experience. But once you get out of there, I looked at Scott and I said, "Do you feel up to doing a few more things?" And he looks at me and he goes, "Let's just do it."
Yep.
So I took him back to do Slinky Dog Dash.
And man, am I glad that we got to finally do that one. That was my first time riding it. First time for Nick to ride it. And your second time, correct?
Yes, my friend Lori got me on it last year.
And this is supposed to be a kiddie coaster. Dude, this thing books.
Oh my gosh, it's insane.
It is awesome.
You get some airtime on it too.
Yeah, you do.
And there's a few times like I had Nick on the one side of me, and at one point you kind of lean a little bit, and he was on the side that was leaning, and I'm like, "Is this thing on?
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I good?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't you dare fall out of there."
Yeah. Don't pull a no. Put your hands up. Ah!
Yeah, no. So absolutely loved that we were able to do that.
Yeah.
And then we were going to walk back through Galaxy's Edge so that Scott could see like the Millennium Falcon, things like that, even though we weren't going to make it to Smuggler's Run before the ride queue closed.
Yeah.
And Nick he kept pointing and going, "Alien, alien, alien." I was like, "Okay, we'll go ride Alien Swirling Saucers."
Yeah.
So we ended up doing that. And by that point, it was after 9:30.
Yeah.
And then we were not able to go back into Batu because they were doing a after hours event. So we ended up having to make our way out to the front of the park, which was fine. We did about 8 miles that day.
Yeah, we were done. I was definitely done. I was happy to see the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So and it took us right back to our resort. And then we got off on the wrong stop and had to walk.
I'm sorry.
Almost 5?
I asked if you wanted to go back and get on the next bus.
6,000 buildings we had to walk.
No, it was 2.
No, it wasn't 2. It was like 5.
It was 2 buildings.
It was 5.
They're really big buildings. I'll give them that.
Huge.
But it was 2.
But they were huge. But anyway.
So anyway, did that. The next day we got up. I was planning on making it an early day because when you go to Animal Kingdom, you really want to get there early in the morning because that's when the animals are most active.
Yeah.
There was nothing that was moving Scott or Nick out of bed that morning. So we didn't get to Animal Kingdom till almost noon.
Yeah.
I do not generally recommend that, but I also don't recommend making Animal Kingdom your last day if that is your early park day, because that was not well thought out.
It is a big park.
Yes. So we went, and first thing that we did was we went to Setuli Canteen, got an amazing lunch, had a really good lunch there. Mm-hmm. Nick actually ate a wrapped hot dog. It had like a sweet bun on it, and it was actually really good. I had a bite of it because I was like, what is this? It had like a honey glaze over it.
Yeah, curiosity killed the cat.
I can't help myself. I paid for it, so I wanted to try it. But he ate most of that. Then we ended up going and checking out Rafiki's Planet Watch, which we'd never done before. Yes. And Scott, he got to meet and talk to Dr. Natalie from the Animal Kingdom show that's on Disney Plus, Kingdom Keepers.
Yep.
He got to see her and talk to her for a few minutes. Apparently, Dr. Deidre was there too, but I didn't
She
realize
was
it because
on up the hallway just a smidge.
okay, I didn't realize I was kind of trying to watch Nick and everything, make sure that he wasn't running around too much. You're right outside of a veterinarian hospital, like there's glass between you and all that really expensive equipment. So the last thing I needed him doing was going boom right on the glass or something. So,
but man, yeah, she was so sweet. I said, hey, you mind if we take a photo real quick? I said, I want to do a selfie with you. Like, she's like, sure. I grabbed a couple photos. She was such a sweetheart, and I thanked her for everything she does. She kind of looked at me real, a little weird, and I was kind of like, your show really helps our son talk, because he looks and sees the animals and stuff, and he talks and sees, giraffe, rhino, monkey, stuff like that. So she's
help
like,
monkey.
But yeah. But it was so awesome to meet her, and I'm like, oh my God, I met her. That was so cool.
Yeah, that totally made our day.
Yeah, it
did. And we weren't even halfway through it. So got back, we walked around a gorilla jungle trek, Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Got to see some animals. That was fun. Sadly, no gorillas, but again, it was hotter and it was in the middle of the afternoon. Then we got on Kilimanjaro Safaris. That was like a 15-minute wait. So that was amazing.
It was almost like a walk up.
Got to see some animals. Some of them were really close, which was awesome. And then there were a few that, like we've seen in the past, that we didn't see this time around. Like we missed out on the hippo float, which is okay. We've seen them before.
Yeah. And it, like she said, it was in the middle of the day, so it was the hottest part of the day. Got to see some
giraffes laying down, which they very rarely do. So that was interesting, getting to see them. Got to see a lion and ostriches, rotten ostriches.
Yeah, I thought the one was going to peck the driver.
Oh, the driver was nervous. Okay,
he's like, these things, I don't like them.
He goes, these are the only ones I'm afraid of on the savannah, so let's just keep going. I was like,
and I think
you've been nailed.
Yeah, they picked up on that because they're looking. They're like, "Oh, fresh meat."
He's like, "Oh, that's the one we like to get." So that was fun. And then we went ahead and went over towards Asia because the other thing I really wanted to do, we've never done before, is check out the Maharaja Jungle Trek, and that was really amazing because we got to see the tiger. We got to see bats. That was a lot of fun.
Those were huge, man.
Yeah, they were decent sized.
Yeah, like size of my forearm, huge. Like I'm like,
they were big.
Ain't nothing like those little things that fly around here in the Middle Ohio Valley in Pittsburgh.
So it was really cool being able to see all of that. And then we took Nick to Expedition Everest because it had a short wait time. I think it was like 15, 20 minutes.
And he loved it.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm gonna steal Scott's phone for a second because I have to show you these photos. They cracked me up. So
the great thing, while she looks that up, the one thing that I absolutely loved about this day was Nick. We got a book for him to become one of the wilderness explorers, which you'll see Megan put up a photo earlier today of Nick carrying the book with his Mickey hat on and his glasses and stuff. And he was so excited that every time he saw one of the wilderness explorers, because if you guys have ever seen the movie Up,
he got to be Little Russell.
He got to be Little Russell. So he was going around and going to all these stations and stuff and learning about different animals and conservation and all kinds of different things about, the earth, the planet, animals and insects and all kinds of stuff. So, and he got little badges for every time he went to these places. So like literally this kid was just going crazy.
He only had like 5 or 6 of them left to do.
So we got to take it back down with us to go finish it up later this year. But that is definitely something fun to do.
And I highly recommend it with your kids. He wasn't interacting a whole lot with the people, but I mean, he was doing enough, and we were talking about things, and he was repeating things and such. So it was really a great learning experience for him. So if you do want to take your kids out of school in order to be able to go on a Disney trip, Animal Kingdom's a great way of getting them connected with nature and learning while they're there, which you can use on your form for the educational trip.
Yep.
So anyway, I got to show you this photo, and I'm going to show my YouTube people first. Look at that face. He had such a great time. He was grinning from ear to ear the entire time. There you go, Facebook users. You can see that. Isn't that too funny? My absolute favorite thing the entire time. He grinned from ear to ear. He could care less about anything. He just had the best time. And that is another shameless plug. I'm going to tell you, you have to make sure that you get the memory maker when you go, because you just don't know what kind of photos you're going to end up getting, and they are amazing.
Even at that, if it's the first time for you, you don't know where the photos are being taken. Now you'll notice on the photo with me sitting beside Nick, I was kind of making a funny face because I've wrote it like a million times. And I knew exactly where the photo was going to be taken. So, I always throw in a funny face with it just to make people laugh. But it is definitely worth the memory maker to do that.
And then right here, this is him on Slinky Dog Dash for the first time. I thought that this was so much fun. Look at that rotten grin of him. So he is definitely our next little coaster enthusiast. He thinks it is so much fun. And unfortunately for me, I guess I'm going to have to learn to handle coasters a little bit better, because he's going to want me to go, and I'm going to.
Bigger, faster, and better.
So. Hello from Boston. Hi, Jen.
Boston.
How are you?
Hey. How's it going?
Definitely had a lot of fun. Animal Kingdom. We ended up getting out of there about 6:30. After we were done with Expedition Everest, I went over. We happened to be Landry's members, which is a restaurant chain, and one of the restaurants they own at Walt Disney World Complex is the Yak and Yeti inside Animal Kingdom. So I went over and I asked if they had any availability. They said, yes, we can seat you probably about 5 minutes. So we got to eat at Yak and Yeti too, which is Scott's favorite restaurant on property.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what was really funny, a friend of mine, she commented on Scott's photo when I said, hey, do you know why he's so excited about this, like this food or whatever? And she goes, oh, because it's free. And I was like, we're at Disney. Nothing's free.
Nothing's free. No.
It was far from free.
No, but, it was a porterhouse with butter garlic sauce melted over top of it.
Yep.
And it was
just char
grilled, and it was light pink throughout the whole steak. Oh.
Yep.
And I had a nice Sierra, what was it?
Sierra Rose?
No. What the heck was the name of that beer?
I don't remember. Anyway, he had a nice beer with it. I had a sip of it. It was actually pretty good beer.
It was really good.
And then obviously, like I ended up doing a steak and shrimp, like a surf and turf as well. And then Nick, he had his French fries, and I think he had chicken tenders or something there. I can't remember exactly what he had.
Yeah, he ate most of his food. So
yep.
He was pretty hungry that night, but we
we ended up doing that instead of going and doing other things. And I'm really glad that we did, because it was such good food. Got to have the Korean barbecue chicken appetizer. JT was very angry with us because I had to send him a photo of it, and he didn't get what it was until he saw me the next day.
Yeah. It was, my gosh, man, I'd love to have some of that right now again. But yeah, Yak and Yeti is definitely a restaurant that you want to take some time and go in and sit down and go eat at. If you can get a reservation to go in, take it. If you're a Landry's member, go in, talk to them, let them know that you're a Landry's member, and they'll try to get you seated within about 15 minutes. So
can't guarantee that, obviously, because if you're going in the height of summer or if you're going Christmas week, they may not be able to accommodate that.
Right.
But they do try very hard to prioritize their Landry's members.
So, but it was, man, good food. I'm going to tell you what, if we move down there and we end up being annual pass holders, that's going to be like, we'll go in and ride a couple rides, and that'll be like dinner.
Yep.
Every time we go there, we'll go there. We'll start out at the Santoli Canteen and go, do a little bit.
Because you got to get my favorite restaurant.
Get her favorite. Get her favorite food, and then go get my favorite food.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, it was. I just absolutely love going to that park. That is a lot of fun. Getting to see all the animals and stuff, and it's just great for kids.
It's the most low key park. Too.
Yeah, and it's just a great experience all the way around. I mean, there's so much education in that park. It's not just a theme park, it's an educational park too.
Exactly.
So,
their
like
mission
Megan
of
was
conservation
saying,
is definitely a good one.
Yeah, like Megan was saying about if your kids' schools requires you to do something educational on the trip, if you're going to Disney, hey, wow, there's about 1,000,001 ways that you can do it right there at that one park.
Exactly. So after our dinner, we ended up going ahead and calling it a night. It was about 6:30 when we started, like when we walked out of the park. I think the park closed at 7.
Yeah.
So we did decent with that. And we talked about going back if our feet and it hadn't been so late in our trip, we would have done this. My plan was to take a bus, go over to Hollywood Studios, walk in, go to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, because it's right at the front of the park. Get that done. That way, the only thing that we didn't do big wise that we would want to do would have been Smuggler's Run back in Batu. We would have left. We would have taken the Friendship boat, or you could do the Skyliner over to Epcot, because the side entrance for Epcot is within World Showcase between the UK and the France Pavilion. We would have gotten in line for the Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which is in France.
Yep.
Done that. Then we would have found a place to watch the show, probably had a grapefruit beer at that point, and then we would have called it a night. That being said, we were done.
Yeah.
It was like, nope. Good to go.
I wanted to be able to walk the next day, and my feet were already killing me enough as it was. So we went back to the room and put our feet up. Yes,
we did. And then I decided to get up and go get beignets. But
well, I went back to the room and put my feet up. She kept on going. So
well, I had to get those beignets.
Yes,
I mean, that was a perfect way to end the night.
Yeah. Sitting out on the steps outside of the room.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring them in.
getting powder all over the steps, baby.
Refused to bring them into the room. I was like, nope, you guys can come out here and eat them.
But well, I tell you what, I think we'll just leave the last part of it. We'll pick that back up Monday next week. We'll talk more about it.
I don't think we even need to worry about it.
Nah.
It was a really great trip. We had such an amazing time. Really enjoyed the whole process. Being able to show people what Universal is all about. Being able to go and explore Disney on our own terms with Nick, who is really getting into this kind of stuff. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah. Like our only complaint with Nick, which every person with a child has, is just crowding people in front of them. And you know what? Like, if that's the worst that we had to deal with this week, I thought it was amazing.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So, but anyway, this was a great experience. We had a great time. It was one of our, I don't know about you, but one
of the best trips we've ever had.
Yeah, like literally. I've been saying that all weekend.
Yeah.
This was probably one of the best trips that we've ever had.
Other than the rain, the one night we had really good weather for the most part.
Yeah. And then being able to have Leslie and Riley and JT and Emily join us and come down with us and stuff, and just hang out and have fun with everybody.
That made that a lot of fun too.
That was a blast, and we cannot wait for them to join us on another Plum Crazy adventure, which we're already working on. Details are coming soon.
Yes.
We will talk to you guys later about that, because we're going to invite some people to come with us if everybody wants to go with us. And this one might be
because of Riley. LOL, she asked. Yes, Riley. It was really great having you along, and we would love to do another Plum Crazy adventure with you.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
So we're thinking maybe Philly for the Disney 100.
Yeah, we're thinking a little bit local here. So on this next one. And maybe
the big Plum Crazy Posse thing, that's coming
Yeah.
soon. So we'll have to have a conversation with that, because we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We would like to do something like that again.
Yeah, that was a blast. So
I like playing tour guide.
Yeah. We enjoyed you guys being with us. And you too, Riley. No, we absolutely loved both of you guys being with us, and Emily and JT, and that was just so much fun. So
exactly.
But anyway, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We are about 18 minutes over what we normally do.
Yeah.
So, but if
need everybody to be able to get to bed.
If you guys have not done so already, please go to our Facebook page and subscribe to or follow us on Facebook. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please pass along to anybody that you know that's looking to do some traveling.
Yes.
That we would love to be able to help them and turn them toward us.
Share our videos.
Yeah,
every little bit helps. Hit the like buttons on things when you see them. All of that really helps our algorithms out so much so that we can get out to more people, and we really appreciate it.
Yep.
Now, later this week, fingers crossed, as long as I have enough time to finish the editing, Thursday, or Friday, I will have the Cabana Bay video up for you. I cannot wait to share that with everybody. Super excited.
And then the Pittsburgh Airport video will be coming next. And
Possibly.
Then we've got a lot of videos coming, man. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that we've got to get out there. And it's travel season. Everybody's getting their tax money back. Hey, if you guys are looking to do a vacation, call us. We're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure you have a good time and have a blast.
And it doesn't have to be theme parks. I've got people going on cruises.
Yep.
I've had people asking me about all-inclusives. I don't
Ireland,
have anybody
London.
booked for all-inclusive yet. But, I've got a couple of European bookings, too.
Yep.
That's super exciting. I'm really excited about
that. I
that.
actually had somebody today talking to me about going to Australia. So never know. That might be coming up. So kind of excited about that. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. A lot of you have already jumped off. We do really appreciate all of you guys joining us tonight. We appreciate all the love and support from everybody. So with all that being said, are you guys ready for your next Plum Crazy adventure? Because we are ready to get you there. I beat you to it. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.